Hello yarn besties, I am the Crafty Crocheter. So in this tutorial I'm going to show you how to make the crocheted wind twirler. And if you're ready, grab your crochet hook, grab that yarn, and let's get this tutorial started. Now the tools you're going to need to make the wind spinner are as follows. Of course you're going to need a crochet hook, and for this demonstration I'm using a size 5.0 millimeter or size H. Of course you can use any size of hook you want. The yarn, of course you can use any color you want. If you decide you want to do just one color, that's perfectly fine. But if you want to do multiple, like do two colors, I'm going to show you how to do the way that incorporates two colors. So the yarn I'm using in this demonstration is from Red Heart. I'm using their Super Saver Bitty Stripes, and this is Moonbeam as the base color. And I'll tell you why, and I'll show you why it's the base color in a moment. And then as for the second color, I'm using again from Red Heart the Super Saver Bitty Stripes and the colorway of Rainbow. And this is going to be the color used for the second and third rows, and I'll show you that in a moment. Alright, so let's get started with a row, actually with the base chain. So basically, for the wind spinner that you saw in my short, I chained 50. Of course, you can make this as long as you want, but for purposes of keeping consistency, I am going to chain 50. So I'll chain a couple on camera right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. And so you're going to chain 50 total, and then I'm going to work the rest of this off camera, and I'm going to show you what to do when we get to the end of this chain. Alright, so I have just chained my 50 chain stitches, and now we're going to start on row 1. Now to start on row 1 for the wind spinner, you're just going to skip the first chain from hook and go into the second, and we're going to work single crochet stitches all the way down the chain. And if you don't quite remember how to work a single crochet, feel free to check out my Crochet 101 video on the stitch basics, but I will do a review with you. So to perform a single crochet stitch, you're going to take your hook, go into the next chain, and pull the yarn through, and then you'll see 2 loops on your hook, and then you're just going to yarn over and pull through those 2 loops, and that is your single crochet stitch. And you're going to work these all the way down to the end of the chain, and I will show you what to do when we get to the end of row 1. Alright, so we are at the end of row 1, near the end of row 1, so I'm going to show you what to do to change colors to transition into row 2. But of course, if you don't want to change colors, you can continue as is and continue working the last single crochet stitch in here and just continue on to row 2, as you're going to see. But I'm going to show you how to change colors so we can transition to row 2. So you're going to insert your hook into the last chain, work as you single crochet as you would, but don't finish it off. So what you want to do next is to take your second color that you're going to transition to, and I've already created a slip knot with the second color of yarn, and I'm going to slip it onto the hook like this. And then you're going to slip that new color through both loops. And then you're going to tighten this end. Tighten that end there. And then we're going to start row 2. So to start row 2, you're going to chain 2, because so for row 2, we're going to be working double crochets in all the stitches from this time forward. So turn your work, chain 2, and then I'm going to snip off where it's a little bit of a tail here. So I'm going to snip this off because we're done with the first color for now, because we'll return to this color at a later point in the tutorial. So what I like to do here is take the 2 tails, take the tail for the new color and then for the old color, and have that together and separate, and remember not to have this initial tail started. And so I'm going to start row 2, so I'm going to try to do that the best I can off to the side so I don't snag that. So then what we're going to do next is we're going to work a double crochet into that same stitch. So yarn over and then go into that stitch. And then what we're going to do next is work the double crochet. So you're going to have 3 loops on your hook, then yarn over, pull through the first 2, yarn over, pull through the last 2. And again, if you don't quite remember how to work a double crochet stitch, feel free to visit my Crochet 101 Stitch Basics tutorial video, and you'll see how that is done. So from this time forward, in every single stitch down the line, you're going to work 2 double crochets into each. So in essence, you're working a double crochet increase into every stitch. And what that is going to do is it's going to allow it to have that twirling effect that we want for the wind twirler. So for the next, go into the next, yarn over, go into the next stitch. Make sure you find that next stitch. You know, sometimes it's a little tricky to find. Oh, there it is. Next, okay, yarn over, go into the next stitch, and you're going to work 2 double crochets into that same stitch. Yarn over, go into that same stitch and work another double crochet into that stitch. I'm just going to leave these out of the way here. And then you're going to continue doing that down the line until you get to the very end. And so I'll do another one with you. So go into that next stitch, work a double crochet, yarn over, go into that same stitch and work a double crochet. And I'll do one more. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull that yarn through. There's 3 loops in the hook. Yarn over, go through the first 2, yarn over, go through the last 2. Then you're going to do the same thing in that exact stitch. And be careful when you're doing these stitches, because it's easy to lose track of if you did 2 already or if you've already done 1. So the best way you can tell if you've done 2 is if you see the little V in that same stitch. Same for this other one too, and so on. So again, you're going to work 2 double crochets into every stitch down the line until you reach the end of the previous row. And then I'll show you what to do when we get to the end of row 2 and then transition to row 3. Alright everyone, so we're at the end of row 2, and you can see how it's curling up on itself around the base chain. This is what we want for the wind spinner. So we're going to transition up to row 3. Now I'm going to continue using the same color, but if you wanted to change color to transition to row 3, so you would work your final double crochet as you normally would, but don't finish it off. So you would just take your colored yarn, slip it on the hook, and slip it through the last 2 loops and tie it off as you did from row 1 to row 2. But I'm going to continue using the same color for row 3. So to start row 3, we'll be working half double crochet stitches down the line, all the way down the line. So and in essence, these are increases we're doing for rows 2 and 3. So basically, we started off with 50 chains and 50 single crochet stitches, and then after this row we'll end up with 100 stitches, and then after we work row 3, which is a half double crochet increase into every stitch, we'll have 200 stitches total, in case you were interested in the math. So let's start row 3. So to start row 3, since we're going to be working half double crochets, we're going to chain 2. I know we did the same thing. We did that for the double crochets, but you can also do that for the half doubles as well. So after you get your chain 2, turn your work, and then we're going to add another half double crochet into this chain here, because this chain 2 will count as your half double crochet. So we're going to yarn over, go into that stitch, pull the yarn through. You'll have 3 loops on the hook. And then to finish off your half double crochet, yarn over and pull through all 3 loops. And then that is your first half double crochet increase. Now again, if you're not familiar with how to work half double crochets, please refer back to my Crochet 101 Stitch Basics tutorial video, and that also covers the half double crochet. So after this, you're going to work all your half double crochet increases, or 2 half double crochets into every stitch down the line. So I'll work a couple with you. So yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull that yarn through, then finish your half double. Yarn over, go into that same stitch, and work another half double crochet. Yarn over, go into the next stitch, pull through, finish your half double, yarn over, go into the same stitch, and then pull through all 3 stitches. And you're going to work this all the way down to the end of row 3. So again, you're going to work 2 half double crochets into every stitch down the line until you reach the end. So I'm going to work the rest of this off camera, and I'll meet you at the end of row 3, and then we'll transition into row 4. All right, everyone. So we're at the end of row 3. So you see how that's coming along, and now you see how the curling is really being pronounced now. So we're gonna go back to the base color of Moonbeam to finish off the wind spinner, or if you want to continue the same color, you can do so, as I'm about to show you. But I'm going to switch colors. So I'm on the last stitch for the 2 half double crochet. So you're going to yarn over, go into the last stitch, work your half double crochet as normal, then yarn over, go into that same stitch, loop through, but don't finish it off because we're going to switch back to our Moonbeam color. So we're going to take our Moonbeam, which has already been prepared with the slip knot, and then slip it onto the crochet hook. Then just pull that through all 3 loops like you would to finish off a half double crochet. All right, there we go. And then since we're gonna start row 4, so for row 4, we're gonna just be working single crochets all the way down. So since we're going to start with a single crochet, you just need to chain 1. And then I'm going to go ahead and fasten and snip off this other part here for the rainbow color, since we're done with that color for this project. Move these scissors off to the side. So then what we're going to do here now is take your tail for your 2 tails here, and we're going to just weave those in as we go along. So we're going to go into and skip the first chain from hook and actually go into this stitch here, this beginning stitch of the previous round, and make sure you got your 2 tails above that crochet hook, and then work your single crochet as before. And you're going to keep working single crochets into every stitch down the line. You're only working 1 single crochet into every stitch down the row. So, and just make sure you keep mindful of your tails too, that you're weaving those in as you're working this row. Again, go into the next stitch, work your single crochet, go into the next stitch, make sure you got your tails above the crochet hook. I'll move this yarn closer. So again, I'm going to work another one with you, so go into the next stitch and make sure you're inserting into the right stitch, into the right part of the stitches, because over here it looks confusing that you're thinking that this is the top, that these here are the top stitches, but if you turn it around, those are the actual top of your stitches. So be careful when working this. You don't want to insert into here, you want to insert through the top, through here. So I'm going to work another one with you. Go into the top of that stitch, weave in your tail as you go along. So you again work single crochet stitches in all of the stitches down this row, and then I'll meet you at the end of row 4, and then we'll finish the project. Alright everyone, we're at the end of row 4, so I just worked my last single crochet stitch. Now for this part here, you want to fasten this off and make sure you leave long enough of a tail, because if you want to hang like a small little weight on there, like a bell or a seashell or any kind of weight that you want, so that way it has a little weight on the bottom when the wind twirler sways around, it'll be stable. So what I like to do is I like to chain 2, then I'm going to cut off long enough of a tail so if I want to hang like a bell or some sort of weight on there, I have enough yarn to do so. And then after you chain 2, you're just going to pull through, then you're going to pinch and pull, and that's going to create that secure knot. Now as far as these 2 strands here, what I like to do is I like to take a yarn needle and just weave that in through there so that way it'll go like this. But if you want to leave it as is, that's completely fine. It's how you want it to look. So once you decide on what you want to do as far as these 2 strands, you're just going to take these 2 strands and I'm going to snip this so this is a little more even. Then I like to do is I just like to take the strands, because this is where you're going to hang your wind twirler from. So make sure you get as close as you can to the top and just create that secure knot right there. And I like to make sure that that's just nice and secure. And then once I find that it is secure, I just like to cut off that excess as much as I can. And then there is your wind twirler. I hope you enjoyed working with this project as much as fun as I had making this video. Now this is a fun, easy project for those who are wanting to get into crochet and they want to master some of the basics, which is what we covered in this tutorial today. This is a fun little project. You can get children involved with this. This is a really fun project, and I made one similar to this in my other short that you saw hanging there. So if you have any questions or comments about this video, please leave them leave a comment below, or you can email me. I'll leave my email address in the video description. And on that note, take care of yourselves and each other.